Today's daf is daf Samach Beis. We are going to be in Samach Beis Amud Beis. Taran Rabbanon on the bottom. Taran Rabbanon, we lived in a Bryce. Amadik is Hagodish. The person kindles a stack. And there were kalim inside, and they were burnt. So Rabbi Yehuda says the one who made the fire has to compensate for everything that was inside. And the Chacham say in Misham and the Godish Shachitin and Godish Shoseirin. He only has to pay the value of the stock of wheat or the stack of barley. He doesn't have to pay for the kalim inside. And the Beis Din views the place where the kalim were as it were filled with grain and calculates the amount of compensation accordingly. When does this refer? In a case where one kindles a fire on his premises, and the fire spread and burnt items in premises belonging to another. But a person who kindles a fire on premises belonging to another that destroys a stack of wheat, all agree that he pays compensation for everything that was inside the stack. Yehuda agrees to the Chacham that in the case where one lends space to another in his field to stack grain, and the person stacked grain in the field and concealed items inside the stack, if the owner of the field causes the stack to be burned down, say the stack grain in the field and concealed items in the stack. If the owner of the field causes the stack to be burned, he pays compensation for the stack alone, since the other person did not have permission to conceal items inside the stack. If one received permission to stack wheat in the field of another and he stacked barley, or the opposite, or let's say if he stacked wheat and covered the stack with barley, he only has to pay for barley alone. Amar Rava. Rava says, "Haneisen dinar zav leisha." Person gives a gold dinar to a woman for guarding. Amar la hizar bishal kesefo. And he says to her, be careful with this dinner because it's made of silver. Hizikate, if she damaged the dinner, Shalom's dinner zav, she has to pay the value of a gold dinner. Shemda Amar la, this is because he can say to her, Mahavalus gabi dazakti. What business did you have damaging of it? Pasha, if she was negligent and lost or stolen, she pays compensation all the value of silver dinner. Amrlay, since she can say to him, Itirusa de Kaspa Kabili Alai. Undertook the safeguard only a silver dinner, Itirusa de Habali Kabili. I now undertake the safeguard a gold dinner. Amrlay Mordchel Ravashi. Mordchel said to Ravashi, Atun, you teach us Allah as a statement of Rava, but the Rava Mastisadol. You teach us a statement of Rava, and now Mastisab. But for us, the halach is obvious from the Bryce that taught. Chitin v'chipin b'seirin. If one stacked wheat and covered the stack with barley, seirin v'chipin b'chitin, or stacked barley and covered the stack with wheat, and Mshalma the may seirin b'vad, and he only has to pay the compensation for the barley alone. So Alma, what do we say? Evidently, the one who killed the fire, one can say to the owner of the stack, I undertook the safeguard a stack of barley, not the stack of wheat. Here too, in the case of a golden dinner presented as a silver dinner, the tirusa the hava lekabili alai. The woman can say to him, I did not undertake the safeguard of gold dinner. Amar Rav says, Shamis Milsad Rabbi Yehuda. I heard a halachic man in connection to Rabbi Yehuda's opinion in the Mishnah, but I didn't my but I do not know what it is. Or Shmuel says, Yada Abba my Shmile. Does Abba, which was Rav's name, not know what he heard? Rabbi Yehuda, this is the statement here. According to the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, the Mechayev, unless Kitam Be'esh, who does make a person chayev for concealed articles damaged by fire, also Takanas Nigzal Be'esh, the Chacham applied the ordinance of robbery victim to the one whose concealed item or damage is fire. So just as the Chacham instituted takana that a robbery victim can take an oath as to what was stolen from him, and the robber must pay him accordingly, according to Rabbi, the owner of the stack can take an oath that certain items were inside the stack, and the one responsible for the fire must pay compensation for him. Asked, also did they apply this takana of robbery victim in the case of an informer who causes another person's property to be confiscated by the goyim or not? So according to the one who says that we do not judge cases of liability for damage caused by indirect action, it's called dina degar mei leti beilot. It's not a question. The Meiser is not with the day, we do not judge the case of liability of Meiser. When you ask this question, according to the opinion who says that we judge cases liability of damage caused by indirect action. So, and the question is, did the Chacham apply the kind of a robbery victim to one whose items were taken by a Meiser, meaning that the victim can take an oath to support his claim with regard to what was taken and take the amount in compensation? I learned not. So, Mar says, take. Mar says, there's a certain man who kicked a safe belonging to another, he's sending it into the river. Also, the owner of the safe came to the basin. I had such and such inside the safe. Rashi said, investigating the question, what's the case of this halacha? Does the basin believe him or not? This is not a mishnah. It's not that the Chacham agreed to Rabbi Yehuda that if a person set a building on fire, he pays compensation for everything that's inside it. It's normal for a person to place items in houses. Similarly, it's normal for people to place money in a safe, and the basin should rely on the claim of the victim. So later, Rashi said to him, if the guy were to claim that there were coins in the safe, you're right. He says we're dealing with the case where he's claiming pearls in the safe. What's the halacha? Do people typically place pearls in a safe? In which cases should we believe? If the one whose home was burned by the fire were to claim that he had, amongst other items, a silver goblet in the building, what's the halacha? So do we believe it or not? Rashi said to him, we look at it and say, if he's a wealthy person, the Islay cost of the kaspo. If he's a wealthy person who would typically have a silver goblet, or totally he's a trustworthy person to whom he don't trust a valuable item, and the mafkidi in Gabe can take an oath that this is what he had and take compensation according to his claim. But if he cannot take such a person, he's not believed. There's only two terms used to describe those who take property against his will, a gazlan or a chamsan. Chamsan, what's the difference? Chamsan yoav me. Chamsan gives money for the article, he takes it as its owner, and gazlan yoav me doesn't give money. His response said to him, if he gives money, you still call him a chamsan? He pays for him, so he acquired it lawfully, despite the fact that the owner did not sell it voluntarily. But didn't Ravuna say that if one's strung up so the other could force him to sell a certain item, and he sold the sales of valid sale, so we see that a sale under duress is considered a sale of valid sale. So the word says the kasha, it's not a shayla. Right? The case where the sale under duress is considered a sale is referring to the case where he eventually says, I went to sell the item despite having been forced. The case where the sale is invalid, he did not say, I want to sell it to him. Okay, next Mishnah, gates. In the case of a spark that emerged from under the hammer of a blacksmith, it's time of fire. Chayiv, the blacksmith is chayiv. If a camel was laden with flax, over Rosh Hashanah was passing through Rosh Hashanah. Now, if a camel that was laden with flax was passing through Rosh Hashanah and its flax extended into a store, and the flax caught fire from a lamp into the store belonging to the storekeeper, as a result of burning flax, the camel set fire to the building together with all its contents. So the owner of the camel is chayav. The storekeeper placed his lamp outside, thereby causing the flax of the camel to catch fire. Then the building was set on fire, so then the storekeeper is chayav. But in the case of a lamp placed outside on Ner Chanukah, the storekeeper is potter, since it's a mitzvah of Chanukah lamp to be placed outside. Conclude from either the statement that Ner Chanukah mitzvah nicher b'seich hasara. It's a mitzvah to place the Chanukah within a height of 10 tvachim from the grounds. If you think you can make it higher than 10, why does it really the same potter? You should say that you should have placed it above the height of the camel and its riders of the flax will not catch on fire. Must be that you place it below 10. So Amri, the Chacham said, no. Actually, I can say to you that one can place a Chanukah light even above the height of 10 tvachim. My Amris, as you say, you should place it above the lamp and above the height of the camel. So the Gemara says, keeping the mitzvah kosik, since he's performing a mitzvah by placing a Chanukah lamp outside, the Chacham did not show him such an extent to have him place his lamp at a height that would inconvenience him to reach. Amr of Kana, Dorishab, Nasam Yemish Rated of Tanachum, near Chanukah Shadif Lamal Masamama. So, Kekuz Sukkah, Kamova is the same deal as a Sukkah and a Mova, which are unfit for their respective purposes if their height are more than 10, 20 Tvachim tall. Hadin Allah Hakenis. We have now concluded Hakenis.